All right, so in this video, we're going to take a look at shift tags and what those are all about and how you can use those to sort of add some customization to your scheduling experience inside Xpress, and then also we'll show you how to create new shift tags if you need to as well. All right, so we'll start off with the basics. Here I have a schedule, and you might notice there's a couple of shifts here with a different color than the rest of them, okay? Well, there can be some color coding that goes on here. For example, shifts that are gray with blue text by default mean that they're just scheduled shifts, whereas a shift with black text is a worked shift. It means the person has actually shown up and worked that shift. So there's a little bit of color scheme there. Now, you may also be aware that red shifts will show up as overtime. Yellow shifts like this one here will show up for open shifts. But then what if you want to just customize it so that you have another color for some other reason? So this is where a shift tag can be used, okay? So what you can do is, how did I get these shifts to show up like with purple with yellow text? So what you can do is, if you have a shift that you want to tag, and a tag could really be anything. It's a way of categorizing it. So I'm using the term tag, and this can be used in different ways. So I'm going to go down to this shift here, and I'm going to look at where it says shift tags. Now, the nice thing is you can actually even rename shift tags to be something else if you want, you know, some other name for it, but that's by default what it shows. So if I want to actually tag it, I can either leave it with no shift tag, or I can set, I have one called SPEC for special. I just have a generic tag set up called special, okay, and I can tag it, click OK, I'm going to save it, and it changes color. Pretty easy, right? Just like with any other functionality, you can select multiple shifts. So if I wanted to tag all 4 of these shifts at the same time, I can actually update all 4 of them. I can search for shift tag, and I can do all 4 of them just like that as well. So it's very easy to quickly tag or untag shifts. You can be creative with how you use this. This could be for tagging if you're an events company. It could be for like a special event. A security company, it could just be a special security or a high security shift that you want to flag with a special color. You know, depending on the industry you're in, there's many different uses for it. All right. So that's all there is to it as far as how you would apply the tag. Now, once you have the tag applied, what you can do is if you go up to the references up here, what we can do is we can actually add a filter in here, and you can search based on those tags as well. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to filter and find those, that's something you could talk to the Celayix support team for, and they can help you set that up. And then you can have a filter, and you can say, like, show me all the special event shifts and stuff like that. But the idea is that it stands out with a different color so you can find them hopefully fairly easily. Okay, so that's the initial stage of this, and if that's all you need to know, then you don't need to watch the rest of this video. But if you want to learn how to actually create these tags, like when I went to edit and or if I'm going to edit a shift and I'm going to try to you know, apply a tag, like where did this thing get set up? Right, where does this come from? So that's something that you still do inside the eTime Xpress portal. All right, so that's the background portal that you use for background setup, like codes, just like what we're talking about right now. So I'm actually logged in there, so I'm going to bring in eTime Xpress here and show you where inside the program you need to go to do that. So the shift tags are actually underneath the configuration, company branch, and then you're looking under branch codes, and it's called branch shift tags. So in here, this is where you can set up a shift tag. So there's 2 components to this. There's a tag set, and then there's actual tags that get associated to that set. So you can create a set and then have 2 or 3 tags associated to it, or it could be a set with just 1 tag like I have now. I have a set called special, and I have a tag called special. Pretty basic. It's a one-to-one type of relationship. If I wanted to make another shift tag with multiple codes, I could do that too and have them categorized differently. So let's do that. Let's go to shift tag setup underneath file. And I've got tag 1 and tag 2 here as additional tags. I'm going to add a 3rd tag, tag 3, and we'll just follow the same pattern. And I'm just going to create a code and a description for it, and then I'm going to say display in view options. So that's that just allows me to display it, okay, so I can see it because you could have it as a sort of a background tag. So we're going to go tag 1, 2, and 3. And I've got all 3 of these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new generic tag set, and I'm going to apply all 3 tags to this. So you'll see how to do that. So let's go back. So let me create a new shift tag set. So let's just call this EX, for example. Okay, so this is our tag set we're calling example. I'm going to say display and view options. I'm going to make sure it's active, and then I'm going to save it. Now that I've got this tag set, I need to add tags to it. And it says, like, give me the tag. Well, if I click on the magnifying glass, I can now pick what tags are a part of that set. So let's grab tag 1. And I just hit the tab key on my keyboard, and tag 1 gets added. If I want to add a second tag, I come in here and I add the second tag. No problem. If I want to add the third tag, of course, same process. So you can add the tags. The only caveat is you have to actually create the tags up here first. So once you create the tags, you then choose which tag sets they belong to. Okay? So that's the first step, is actually creating the tag. And then once you do that, I'm just going to go back to the schedule in the background here. I'm just going to refresh so that we make sure we see the new tags. Okay, and let's grab one of these shifts here. Let's grab this one and let's edit it. Let's go down to our tags, and there's our code EX that we created. So EX shifts. Okay. So I could actually grab that and apply that. It's applied. Now you're going to notice it did not change color. Okay, why did it not change color? Well, that's because I don't have colors set up. So let's go in here to the colors, and let's change the colors. So it was a scheduled shift we're looking at, right? So for scheduled shifts, I can customize the tag colors, and I could make that, let's make that green with, I don't know, white text for scheduled shifts. Now keep in mind, there's different types. When that shift gets worked, do you want it to also be green? Maybe you do, so you can change the worked. Maybe it'll be green with, black text. Sure, let's go with that. We'll have black and white text for the text, and the background is green. So let's leave that. Okay, and I'll just back out of there now. Let's click the refresh, and boom, it's not green, and it's white, okay? White text on green means it's a scheduled shift, which is what we just did inside our colors here. Okay, so that's the basics of how to set up the tags. You have to create them in the eTime Xpress program. Once you create them and assign a color to them, then you can have that, have that display inside Schedule Express. And just to show you, if you do change the color here, like if I make it blue, and I get out of here and I click refresh here, it does change to blue. Okay, so there's a few different colors you can choose from. And just keep in mind, you can change the background color and the foreground color. And you can do that for different types of shifts. For example, like OpenShift is still yellow for the example, right? So let's go to OpenShift. And if I take this person off the shift and make it open, notice how it changes yellow. Well, now I don't know that it's tagged that way. So maybe for my open shifts, I want to make that blue as well. So I have blue for scheduled, green for worked. Maybe I will make it blue with yellow text if it's an open shift, right? And I just come back here and refresh it. There you go. So you can play with that and set up something that makes the most sense. All right. And as always, if you have other questions or issues, you can always just reach out to the Celayix support team and ask them for more help.